Becky is just like the hidden star of Spy X Family. I swear, I can't. I can't. I don't know. I should have seen it coming. I think the moment that Anya brought out the picture, I should have seen it coming. And especially since Becky was kind of mentioning the idea that she likes romance. And yeah, eventually mentioned the idea that mature boys are so much better than Damien and all the other ones. But no, great episode of Spy X Family. I will say it was a little bit let down with the later part of it. It really just felt like it was like these really quick shorts they can get out of the way. And, you know, in lieu of how long everything was around Anya and Damien. But still was a solid episode. And yes, my jokes about Becky aside, it was really a lot of focus on Damien and his insecurities around his father. So much emphasis on the expectations placed upon him wanting to get some sort of gratification from his father, and him not really getting that. But no, the beginning of this episode was freaking fantastic. Just Anya coming in, she has a new plan to get with Damien so they can have their little friendship meet up at the house, and that is because she got a picture of the family and Bond, and she just, oops, I dropped this picture of my dog, and Damien just walks right past because they're too busy talking about exams. And then, yes, Becky picking it up and mentioning how handsome Lloyd is. Is he single? No, he's married to my mama. You can't do that. It was fantastic. But yeah, Becky, I think she's absolutely just precious. I love her so much. She's too precious. And then later, Becky makes a Lloyd figure. And Henry's like, we were supposed to make an animal. Well, Henry, all humans are in actuality animals. You're right. I'll let it slide. Wait, I can't do that because that would be calling him an animal. Squashes it. Was a little bit let down in the next scene because I was obviously expecting a lot more of elegance, but it was still, like I said, a lot of focus on Damien and his insecurities around his father. Him trying to do something that would impress his father, making this big, grand griffin that was the symbol of their family, and Anya screwing it up. Let's be perfectly honest. Anya screwing it up, but for the good point. Just absolutely ruining his expectations for what he's going to create. First, she made a Bond, which that looked like, I don't know, something out of Full Metal Alchemist. I think they have like two different references to Full Metal Alchemist in this episode. The first being this chimera blob that she created that was supposed to be Bond. Saying that was, here, this is for you. It's Bond. And he's like, don't name your garbage. But no, then her really kind of getting into his mind and realizing that this is something that's really important to him, and her wanting to actually help him, which I thought was really cool. But at the same time, again, Anya doing something cool is just not going to work out in the end. Obviously, she's going to absolutely ruin it. And I kind of assumed that the moment that he was like, you know, poo-pooing what she created and tried to give him, and that being sent off to this whole contest, I kind of knew this was going to happen. Like, whatever horrendous thing he's going to create is obviously going to get the attention of everybody. I thought it was going to be one of those things where, because they seen Damien's name, they were going to go, oh, well, this is obviously an important kid. This is the son of the big head. So obviously, we have to look at his thing as artistic and grand, even though it looks absolutely horrendous. But what I wasn't expecting is for them to get some sort of crazy symbolisms out of it, that this is some kind of symbolism of the entire country, how post-war we can still rebuild, even though it's scarred and it's missing its wing. It's obviously a sign that we can heal from this. We can recover from this, which was just stupid. It was just absolutely stupid. And despite him getting like this top prize and them seeing this other thing that Anya created, which was supposed to be Bond, as being like some sort of griffin child that is wounded, it is something he doesn't want his father to see in the end. Like, no, I can't show that to my father. Like, he won't see it that way. They did get some little soft jabs in there as well. And the idea that Henry, obviously noting that Damien is trying very hard, he's like, look, you just got to do what you can and with your limits now. Almost kind of instilling upon him that you have these expectations from your father and you're trying too hard to meet them. And you only have so far that you can go right now. So take your time. This is something, again, that Damien does not want to accept. Like, I can't do that. I don't have time to do that. He wants to fulfill that now. Which, yes, gets into the later part when he tries to call his butler, try to get some information about his dad. He's asking him if he's going to come home and whatnot. But again, there, he's emphasizing this idea that, well, did you tell my dad about what happened at the orientation? Oh, yeah. He said he's worried about your health. No, you didn't tell him then. Like, he knows that what happened was not relayed to him at all. He obviously was punched by Anya. He didn't quite get that across. Again, like everything else in this series, it's not some crazy grand story, but they're kind of just little snippets of insights in the characters that I do appreciate. Now, some are a lot more heavier than others. Like I said with the previous episode, Sylvia's story and getting into her has been pretty heavy. But Damien's is simple, and it makes sense because he's a child. His driving force now is to become one of these Imperial scholars. He wants to get the recognition of his father. Like I said, the later parts of this episode was a little bit of letdown. It was kind of just Sylvia showing how she throws off the people that are tailing her by doing the same routine over and over again until they get bored, and then just kind of sneaking out behind them, and then obviously seeing the perspective of Lloyd and how he communicates to Sylvia and eventually meets up. And that all leads up to, you know, it's two really goofy endings. I thought that there was going to be this person that's in the OP when I seen the preview in the last episode, but apparently it was just Sylvia. One meetup is that she has this collar that has the price tag still on it, and the other one was just Lloyd giving an update on Anya and how she can do jump rope 5 times now and can jump over 2 jump box levels. There was a post-credit scene where it does kind of lead me to believe that they're probably going to get into Yuri maybe next episode, because it really did seem like a lot of the emphasis was on, yes, going back into the same joke. I don't like this. And now, granted, they do it with Anya. Obviously, they do it with Anya, but I think having the previous episode have several minutes of Yuri puking and eating Yor's food was enough. We didn't need to have another segment of it in this episode of him eating Yor's food and puking it up. But at least it seemed like they were trying to emphasize that that was a reason why he's so durable. But we'll see how it ties in. Next episode preview looks like it's going to be something more serious. We have what looks like a bad guy character, so we'll see if we get back into another mission. I'm excited for it, but I hope you guys enjoy this impressions. As always, if you did, make sure to hit that like button down below, comment, let me know what's thought of the episode. Subscribe to the channel if you've not already. I do news, reviews, first impressions, top list if it's anime, it's pretty much here. Additionally, if you want to support the channel more, we have a Patreon link, a tips link, and a super thanks button down below. Greatly appreciate everybody that does, and y'all take care.